rude. Don't you touch them. You don't assault us.
I'm recording.
I might look calm, but inside I'm a nervous wreck.
I have a lot of questions. She hurt a lot of people. She's been doing it for a long time. What she's doing to the elderly at the moment is just the latest on a very big cake.
I believed you years ago. Jesus Christ, you
What you are watching is a family that has been pushed beyond breaking point.
Speak to us. For what reason did you preclude her family from going to her funeral?
All we have left is the answers that you can give us, Mum.
Doreen Draper had 5 children, 20 grandchildren, 42 great-grandchildren and 7 great-great-grandchildren. By rights, her funeral should have been a packed house, but instead it was a very lonely affair. All because this woman, Rosalind Delane, decided to keep it a secret.
Hi Rosalind, it's us again.
Oh my God.
Do you see who I've got here? This is Chantel.
Will you leave me alone?
Chantel?
I'm here to talk to you.
Do you want it? Do you want
Hey,
to
easy,
get lost?
easy.
You want to get something on camera?
Mate, don't you assault us.
Mum,
Leave me alone.
David Gooley first spoke to us in a last-ditch effort to try and find out where his mother's body was being kept, so he might attend, along with his children, his mother's funeral.
No invite. I didn't know where the funeral was.
David says Rosalind, who was briefly married to his nephew 20 years ago, took advantage of his mother's failing health and mental state and took over as executor of her estate, and for some bizarre reason refused to tell any of her family where she was.
It's baffling. It's a mystery. I can't explain something that seems to have come from a universe of chaos.
For a month, her body was kept somewhere in cold storage. Then, on Monday last week, Doreen was buried in front of a gathering of just 2, but not a single relative.
She decides to put a death notice in the paper. Obviously that was, well, I can't say obviously, but it was put in there after the burial.
But exactly where Doreen's final resting place is still remains a mystery. David believes it's somewhere here at Enfield Cemetery, and today they are here to find out.
Grandma was very loved
Yeah,
by her whole family,
yeah,
and she never taught us to give up.
yeah.
And if that be the only lesson that she left us with, then this is my efforts for her. Give us the rights back, please.
Chantel is Rosalind's daughter. Even she says what her mother is doing to this family is a disgrace.
Mum! Her grandkids love her.
But Rosalind is determined no one in the family will know where the family matriarch is buried. Some might suggest her inability to find her house keys at this critical moment was karma. But there's no karma in what followed. Tempers boiled over as a former friend flew off the handle.
Hi, Rosalind. Remember me?
Get away from me, please.
What's happened to you,
Don't
Rosalind?
come near me.
What's
go
happened
of my
to you?
trolley.
Get out of there.
Let go of my trolley.
Here.
Get out of there, Mandy. You bloody Christ.
Oh, this.
You attacked my bloody
Yeah. What's happened to you?
off, you
Exactly.
You and your drug.
I believed you years ago.
Jesus Christ, you
No!
my
No,
head.
Mum!
Don't hit me in the head.
No, don't hit her.
Don't hit me in the
Don't
head.
hit her.
He hit me in the head.
Yeah, but calm
Don't
down.
you
Let go
do
of me.
more hits in the head what
Let
you did
go
to
of
your
me.
daughter!
Let
What
go
you
of
did
me.
to your daughter!
Let go of
Don't
me.
hit her.
Oh, don't neck.
When you're
My
calm
neck's gone
down.
over. Can you call the police?
When you're calm
Call
down.
the police.
Sick. Calm.
Somebody call the police.
Can I let you go?
Yes, let me go, David.
Fine.
You so you have no right to grab me.
David says before Rosalind took over his mother's life, he remembers her will, and it had a few basic wishes, because she had almost no money to give away.
When I was organising my mother's funeral with her, and Rosalind was actually there at the time, My mother specifically asked me to sing her favourite song at her funeral, Welcome to My World. I believe it was by Elvis Presley. She wanted me to sing that. How could I even do that if I'm precluded from the funeral?
But David and Chantel's concern aren't only for themselves. In the weeks since our first story, more families have come forward with stories of Rosalind's attempts to move in on their elderly loved ones.
I found out from the police that 4 people had come forward, that she's tried to scam. One lady that she's actually scamming at the moment that I'm rather concerned about because she suffers from dementia and that's the type of thing Mum prays after. And yeah, I'm at the end of my right and something needs to be done. And I don't know what else to do. Coming here today, I did know what she would be like.
I'll be waiting there.
They hope they can save other families from a similar fate, destined to wander the cemetery, wondering, hoping that an unmarked grave may be that of their mother and grandmother.
Welcome to my world.
Do you feel this is over now with Rosalind?
Hopefully. I hope never to see her again.
Welcome to my world.
I'm Rodney from Channel 7.
Oh, good, I like Channel 7.
Well, that is a good start. I just want to talk to you about Doreen Draper.
Yes,
Do you know who I'm talking about?
yes.
It's less than dignified.
Can you stop intimidating me?
We're not intimidating you. We are trying to help this family pay their last respects to their mother, their grandmother, their great-grandmother, and you, for some reason, seem to be hiding the body of this woman. So far no good.
I want to sort of have some sort of closure that she's gone. I can't. I don't even know how that's going to happen. How am I going to have that closure if I don't know where she is? Can't attend the funeral. I've been told it's secret, a secret funeral.
There was no falling out at all. We had a good relationship.
2 weeks ago, David Gooley lost his mother, Doreen. At 96, she was blind and suffering advanced dementia, so it wasn't a shock. The shock was to come a day or so later, when he literally lost his mum, and now he can't find her.
Well, it's pretty devastating, really. I mean, I'm 62 years old, so I've known her for a long time. We had a good relationship. It's upsetting, all right?
The only person who knows where she is this woman. This grieving family. I mean, you're not even related to this woman. Her name is Rosalind Delane. For a brief period over 20 years ago, she was married to Doreen's grandson. But somehow, she's managed to take over Doreen's affairs to the point she now refuses to tell anyone where her body is, and when and if there will be a funeral.
I'm not even going to answer that.
Well, it's true. You're not related to her.
I'm not even going to answer you.
You're...
Because you don't know the truth.
Well, I'm here to ask you the truth from your perspective. If I'm wrong, you explain it to me. And as for Rosalind's outfit, that's not because of our presence. After all, she likes us. But back to Doreen. Is this what she really would have wanted?
No. But before she went in the nursing home, she really loved her family. She loved us visiting her. We had a great relationship with her. She did say when she died, she'd say, oh, I will leave you this little thing and leave you that.
Amanda Clemers is Doreen's granddaughter. She's made repeated attempts to find out what has happened to her grandmother.
She brought up the will. She said, I don't know what's in the will. I don't know what's happening with the will. I said, I don't care about the will. I just want to go to her funeral.
What makes this so bizarre is Doreen had almost nothing to leave anyway.
She wanted any money that was surplus to the needs of the nursing home. She wanted to go to the Women's and Children's Hospital. She was very specific about that, and I asked the person who's now in control of the will for receipts.
One person who's not surprised by the odd turn of events is Rosalind's daughter, Chantel Hurd.
I can't remember a time in my life where she hasn't manipulated the family or spun a story where it's all about her.
The family now suspects this wasn't so much about Doreen's will, but about what happened before she died.
Motivation behind this is obviously it was to manipulate my grandma, alienate all of us, and I mean Rosalind was receiving her pensions, so that was her main drive, I think, was money, leeching onto grandma, taking her money, alienating everyone else, creating stories to put us off, to deter us from finding out what was going on about the will, about the power of attorney. Very, very calculated.
I understand she has no money, so it's not like you're after her will, but were you taking her pension or something?
Oh. Just leave me alone.
What were you doing?
I'm not answering any of your questions.
Is that what you do? You befriend old people and then
Oh, crikey.
garnish their pensions?
Oh, my... I'm not even going to answer you, right?
And Doreen may not be the only vulnerable senior Rosalind is helping out.
An elderly gentleman answered the door, very old man. I was quite surprised. Rosalind was in the background. She was surprised that I was there.
Have you befriended any other elderly people?
Oh, crikey.
How many people are you the power of attorney for?
Just leave me alone.
Regardless, the family just want to know when Doreen's funeral will be so they can attend.
It's upsetting to know that someone can just come in and do this for some bizarre and unknown reason. There's no reason in my mind for this action to have been taken, for us not to attend the funeral. The whole family's upset over it.
But Rosalind does have some obligation to the family.
There is an overriding provision. It's not strict law, but there is a guiding provision that the executor should consult with close family members and other stakeholders.
Tim Donlan is a specialist estate lawyer, and he says while most fights over wills are about the money, this isn't unprecedented.
There are some rights that the family have. They could make an application for an injunction stopping the executor from disposing or burying the body without taking into account their wishes.
And that may be the family's only option, as Rosalind seems hell-bent on being a maverick executor. Can you tell me where Doreen is?
I'm not answering any of your questions.
Where is Doreen Draper?
I'm not answering any of your questions.
What day is the funeral?
I'm not answering any of your questions.
Where will she be buried? Will she be buried in the plot that she'd bought at Enfield?
I'm not answering any of your questions.
I don't know when, I don't know where. I mentioned that the people at the funeral home were quite apologetic to me, but they said, we can't do anything about this.
David and his family suspect Doreen is being kept here at Blackwell Funerals. Not because they've been told that, but rather because when they call here to inquire, Blackwell Funerals says they've been instructed not to tell anyone from Doreen's family where she is.
But now that she's gone, we really want to pay our respects and be able to attend her funeral, know where she's buried. We just can't, and we're all pretty devastated about that, so we just want to know. We don't even know where she is now, so we want to know what's going on.
You're holding this woman's body to ransom. You've got a grieving family. You're not even really related to this woman, and you're controlling their ability to grieve.
Oh, don't come up with that.
This is over the top, totally over the top, and it's been going on apparently for years. Little plans laid and strange behaviour.
And short of a court injunction, it seems there is very little the family can do, despite their wishes being so simple.
To attend the funeral, to go to the graveside and pay last respects.
And I think the least you can do is allow this family to pay their last respects to this woman and give them some closure. Do you have any heart at all?